Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to WolfQuest. But this is our new series, Brothers Bond, that Mikhail and Teo are sharing. Teo being on Wednesdays and Mikhail on Saturdays. The two have joined forces. They are now together, and even though we cannot see the other in the game that we're playing, we can use our imaginations and say they are together. So I've written out a few things that actually make sense for them being a pack and in the same area. So I'm going to go ahead and read those for you before we get into finding a den. So firstly, if you have not seen Teo's video, I highly suggest that you watch it. But if you have, feel free to hang out. Otherwise, go watch that and then come back. So for our goal for Mikhail, this is called Border Patrol. So Mikhail must take 5 hexes minimum every episode. Doesn't matter from who, he just needs to take 5 hexes from another pack. That is how he will achieve his goal. But 5 hexes every episode could be quite the feat if we do not keep track of our time and our wakefulness. His quirk is called Family Six Together, and he actually shares this quirk with Teo. This means that he must stay at the same den and rendezvous site that Teo does. So they have to share that. It means that they're a same pack, they're staying together. And then for his flaw, we're actually keeping the one from last time called Old Bones. And that is where he passes out at 0% wakefulness. He cannot keep himself on his feet because he's so tired. Mikhail, even though he is a strong wolf, he actually in lore suffers from a disease. I have not given a name to the disease yet, but it does make him more exhausted than other wolves normally would. And so this flaw makes sense for him. And then to earn pack points, he kind of shares the idea of this with Teo, but the name is different. This is called a pacifist war. And this is where he gets 1 point for every Crevice Lake hex he takes without fighting any wolves. He cannot fight, he has to run. If he does fight them for any reason, like if he feels overwhelmed or needs to protect Kirby, then he just simply does not earn the point, even if he does take the hex. So, that is that. But also, one more thing. Our new rolling system. So Mikhail is now in the loop with the old ways, and we have had the goddess's blessing for Teo and Seraph. Well, now Mikhail is of the same faith, and so we will be calling it the goddess's blessing for him as well, but I've changed the likelihood of having a challenging day and an accurate day. Our boys are older, they're more experienced, and now they are a family unit. And I feel as though the goddesses would bless them, especially Eartha, for joining back together. And so instead of having 2 chances of getting an accurate day, we're going to have 2 chances of getting a challenging day. 1 is easy, 2 and 3 is challenging, and 4 is accurate. So I'm hoping we're going to have some easier days for our boys. That being said, I'm going to roll. I'm throwing this dice in the trash! I legit rolled a 4 for Teo, which is what I recorded immediately prior to this, and I rolled a 4 for Mikhail. So we're staying on accurate for now, but maybe that just means we're gonna have more easier days in the future. We can only go up from here. Now, since Teo has started us out in this week, Teo chose the Castle Rock Den after discussing with Mikhail, and they agreed that is the place that they're going to go. So Mikhail will do the same. I don't even think we're that far. Here we go! It's about to be our birthday, and we're about to have puppies. We will name this the same Castle Rock Den. Let's go. How many puppies are we gonna have? All right, y'all, right now in the comments below, I want you to write down some amazing names for these pups we're about to have. Let's go ahead and view our perks. I will be giving him elder authority. I feel like as the king of our pack, he would have that to be able to tell pups, no, your king speaks. Your father and king speaks, get your butt back in the den. I see that being a thing. As for the others, I kind of almost want him to have knowing nose. And he needs desperately a stamina boost. So that is actually what we are going to go with, and we're going to advance to age 6. Oh my goodness. And we had 6 puppies, just like Teo, but this is split 50-50. We have 3 males and 3 females. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Hello, pups. Little 3F comes right out of the den first. She's beautiful. She's gonna look exactly like her mother. I feel like we had a pup that has this exact coat from Teo's litter. We have 3M, who looks very similar to 3F, just a little bit lighter. We have the beige baby. 4M is the beige baby. We got our dark brown baby with little gray booties. We've got another kind of brown, ashy gray baby. Thank you, Kirby, for feeding them. And little 4F, who's kind of a dark tan. I don't even know if I've seen this coat on a pup before. What a beauty. And Kirby's like, are you going to feed them? Please feed them. I will say Kirby, in her age, she has grown closer and closer to the pups with every playthrough we have. She seems to really care for them, but she still pushes herself away just a little bit and then comes back. I remember Kirby in the beginning days, she really didn't want to play with the pups or have anything to do with them, but now she's much closer. And I think after everything that happened with Dusk and all of that, maybe she sees what happens to her grandson and granddaughters and realizes she really, really needs to be closer to these pups. And in some ways, I think she feels bad for how she treated Dusk, seeing those pups struggle so much without him and the fact that he did not come back. They're still hoping that he's somewhere out there and he's just looking for them. Something happened and he might have gotten separated, but he's still out there. Kirby's actually holding on to a little bit of shame right now. She's not gonna openly admit that because she's too stubborn and she has way too much pride. Because he didn't come back, I think that she's worried that the others blame her, and she even in some ways blames herself. So as you can see, she's closer and closer to these pups. I even imagine that she's close to Dusk's pups in hopes of making up for her actions. But some of the damage has already been done, especially for one pup in particular. Some of the others might forgive her, but we'll see what happens if we ever end up playing them, which I'm sure we will. Now, Mikhail and Kirby, unlike Teo and Sundance, they can go and hunt together, and that is exactly what the two are gonna do. I think in some ways Mikhail senses this about her. Oh my gosh, why is that so cute? It's also very uncomfy. It's like they hugged, but you know, video game graphics can only do so much before they start clipping into each other. Oh my! Honestly, I'm so glad we picked this den because it is so close to First Meadow, which has a lot of food, especially in the beginning. And then it's open when the baby ungulates are born, so you can actually see where moms are pretty easily. Let's go get some food. And then we have territory we need to take as well. Here we go. First hunt of the series, because Teo didn't need to hunt last time. Oh! I ran right into that one. And Kirby's upset about it, so she's going after it. Was it worth it, Kirby? Was it a good one? Oh no, but she did find a good one. Nice! Our wolves. They do so well. What a nice place to take down an elk right next to a small creek where they can wash off their paws, wash off their muzzles to get the blood off of them, or just simply wash it all down with a little bit of water. Truly living like a king and a queen should. But with affinity as low as it is, since they didn't play with the pups as much before they left, Mikhail's gonna send Kirby back because he has business to attend to and only so much wakefulness. Now, as much as I would love to double down between our goal and our pack points, our territory very close to Castle Rock is not looking strong. And so Mikhail's going to smell this, know that it needs some strengthening, and he's actually going to head that way and take some territory in that direction in hopes of having an extra buffer between the other packs, especially since Teo has moved towards Crevice Lake. So I feel as though in some ways it might be cool, along with our goal, quirk, flaw, and pack points, that the brothers work together. So if they had spoken with each other that morning on what they intended to do that day, perhaps Teo would say that he was heading in the direction of Crevice Lake, and therefore Mikhail would decide to divide and conquer, split their forces so that they remain strong in other areas besides Crevice Lake. I also think that Mikhail doesn't quite trust himself right now with Crevice Lake. He has had the entire summer and into the fall with the pups that are now yearlings, and having that time to grieve Dawn, and that did affect him quite horribly. But having Teo with him has made it easier. I think he's taking it a little better than he did Aspen, even though, yes, Dawn is his daughter. He had Teo to kind of fall on. And with that, he's also taken on the faith. And so knowing that there is something beyond this life, that she doesn't just disappear forever, that she's running free where she doesn't get tired, she doesn't get winded, she doesn't get hurt. She can just run and hunt into eternity until they all meet again in the afterlife with Eartha, who leads them in the hunt for forever. He finds comfort in that, and he knows that Dawn and Aspen are together along with Aspen's pups, and he feels comfort. Probably for the first time in a long time, thanks to Teo. Well, Mikhail did well with strengthening the territory, but he didn't actually take a hex other than one that did not have a territory on it. It was just a black hex. I will count that, but he still has 4 hexes he needs to take. But he's very tired. He wants to give his pups some affection, even though they're passed out. And Kirby's like, good luck with that. So instead, he will sleep a moment with them. In the morning, they'll play before he will head south into the Junction Butte area and probably take a few of the weaker hexes there. There you two were. My goodness, I was worried about you. I only saw 4 and there's supposed to be 6. Dad's rolling in the food. This is so very helpful, Dad. So very helpful. Let's give them some space. Kirby always loves Mikhail. Look at her play! Oh my gosh, she was actually playing with the pups. She is such a different mother than when she was younger. You really see a different level of her nurturing. Even more so than just last time. Maybe what happened with Dusk really did hit her hard, especially when he didn't show back up. She's really showing signs of that. She's not even really arguing with Mikhail when Mikhail tells her to stay or to leave the carcass and go back and take care of the pups. Maybe she had some time to self-reflect after how she acted. Well, now it is time for Mikhail to take hexes. Will Kirby stay? No. Well, it's still Kirby after all. She does love to be with her mate. But he has business to take care of and he can't take pups with him. Ah, yes. A tasty morsel for the win. Mikhail still can't shake the urge to hunt rabbits, just as his mother did. Whoa! Oh my gosh, look at all these wolves! The same thing happened in Teo's episode, where these wolves were just here. Isn't that odd? And last time in his episode, I said that they were actually believers in the old ways, and they were just kind of protecting Mikhail while he took spots. Well, I said that for Teo, but I kind of think that that might be the way for Mikhail as well. They're just there to kind of make sure he's okay while he takes territory. What is happening? I love it when the game throws me things that just make the story better. And it doesn't happen all too often, but I feel like it's been happening more and more lately. So Mikhail is coming up on Dawn's old rendezvous site, and his interest perks a little, wondering if perhaps Dusk is there. He doesn't smell anything at all, but the urge to go and check is very strong. And he doesn't see anything, and the smell of them has been long gone, pushed away by the winds on the plain. But he does wonder what happened to the male. He wasn't the kindest to him, but he did hope that he would have stayed as family and they could find some common ground, some healing together. But it didn't happen that way. And that's it. Mikhail has taken all of the hexes he needs to, but he's exhausted. And so he will drop down where he is and sleep. He had 8% left, but it would be better for him to sleep where he is, and then he can head back and hopefully hunt with Kirby tomorrow. Perfect breakfast for our boy. Oh, is Mikhail gonna hunt on his own? I think he might. And he's already found the perfect female. Oh, no you don't. Ow! That was a swing. But he took her down. Nice. A king doesn't need his mates to hunt, although having her around makes it so much easier, and he gets hit so much less. But now he can bring home food to the pups and then just take Kirby back out to dine, and she doesn't have to work too hard. Although I could see her being the mate that's like, you hunted without me? And here we are. Mikhail did show back up with a rabbit for Kirby to eat, but now he will feed these pups. They're so hungry, so very hungry, but he doesn't mind sacrificing his food for them. You too, little 3M. 4M, how'd you get so far away? Oh, and the storm that has brewed. It's pretty serious. I wonder if it's making any of the pups nervous. But for now, that is all the time we have for this episode. 2M, who's not going to do a Teo. Come here. No, you're not allowed. You are gonna stay put and you're gonna eat. I don't care. You're gonna eat food and be good. Well, if y'all enjoyed this episode, make sure you tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell so you're notified of when I post WolfQuest videos. Also, feel free to join Discord or follow me on Twitch. Both of those platforms have links in the description below, and you should totally come and hang out with us there, especially Discord. We have a lot of fun in Discord. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week for more of Brothers Bond with Mikhail. Bye!